up YouTube? This is Allie Mason with another makeup tutorial. We're going to do a cranberry smoky eye with some gold warm tones, and we're also going to emphasize on the highlight a lot more than I normally do for this look. And I picked up the Carli Bybel palette by BH Cosmetics. It is amazing. It was only $14.99 and I got it at Ulta, but for that price you get really high quality eyeshadows. So in the palette, there are 10 shades, and then there's also 4 highlighting shades, and I loved how well the eyeshadows were able to blend, and the highlight was super pigmented, so this is an amazing product. Like, I highly recommend this to anybody who is looking for some different natural toned eyeshadows that are kind of like, you can use as like a smoky eye, or, you know, just like an everyday look. And the highlight is just, oh, I cannot stop talking about it. It is amazing. Go pick your copy up. It is limited edition. I think I picked up the last one at Ulta, so yeah, you can order it online at ulta.com, or I'm not sure where else you can get it from, but yeah, like it is amazing. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, please keep watching. To get started, we're going to use the Becca Cosmetics Backlight Priming Filter. And this stuff works really well for dry skin like mine. And I was just wanting to try something new, so I picked this up the other day from Ulta. I believe I paid $38 for it. Although it is a bit pricey, it's worth it. It kind of gives you a more dewy and youthful glow. And it really makes your makeup look flawless. Like, it just changed the way I put my foundation and the rest of my makeup on my face. It looks amazing. Then we're going to go in with the CoverGirl True Blend Foundation in the shade M3. And we're going to blend that all over our face with a Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And you want to make sure you spread it onto your face, up to your hairline, your ears, and down your jawline. Because nobody likes having a orange face or just looking mismatched in general. And then we're going to go in with the CoverGirl Clean Concealer in the shade Light. This is about 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, and is where the highlight later in this look is going to sit on top of. And we're going to cover some of these dark circles I've been getting, and then I'm also going to just highlight the bridge of my nose and highlight my forehead and go underneath my brows and kind of go into my upper lip. And yeah, just use the applicator that comes with the concealer. I find that this concealer is medium coverage, so this works really well with covering up dark circles and minor imperfections. And you're going to use the beauty blender or brush, whatever you want to use to blend this out, and kind of concentrate it in those areas. And then we're going to go in with the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder, and it's in the shade Invisible. You're going to want to take the flat end of your sponge and dab it into the product and tap it onto your under eye area and the other areas where we put the concealer. This is going to set everything in place and keep it from moving all day long. We're going to give it a few minutes to bake. So yeah. Then we're going to start contouring with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and I'm using a MAC foundation brush, but I like how the tapered bristles kind of sculpt out my contour, and I'm using the shade Light Sculpt, which is the middle brown shade in the palette, and I picked up this, this cream contour palette in the shade Light for lighter skin tones. And we're going to contour our cheekbones, sides of my nose, and into my hairline in my forehead a little bit. We're also going to go onto our jawline as well to kind of give us a more sculpted look. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit and get started with the brows. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm using an e.l.f. Cosmetics double-sided brush, which has a spoolie on one side and a brow brush on the other. I know I talked shit about this certain brush in particular, but I had to use it because my MAC Cosmetics one is missing and I have no idea what happened to it. But I liked it for this time just because I didn't put nearly as much pomade on my brows as I normally do, so kind of gave me a lighter and more natural look. So I'm gonna start with the pomade in the middle and kind of work my way outward so that we don't have a harsh boxed-in look that I'm sure you've seen or have been guilty of at one point when the pomade first came out. I know I was rocking that look for a really long time until somebody said that my brows look fake, and yeah, you just want to make sure that you blend everything out and make it look as natural as possible. And I'm using the flat side of kind of flattening it a little bit and just like spreading the product out evenly throughout my brows. And yeah, I'm going to kind of brush it out with my spoolie a little bit to spread out the product and make it not look as dark. Then we're going to use the CoverGirl concealer again, and we're going to kind of clean up these brows. Also, I'm going to clean up the fact that I haven't tweezed or waxed my brows in like 8 months, which is kind of ratchet, but whatever. And I'm just like covering up the underneath my brow area with this concealer, and I'm using my finger to blend it out, and I find that using my fingers makes everything blend out better for whatever reason. I could have used a brush, but I just prefer to use my fingers for this. And this kind of hides the stray hairs that I have going on underneath my brows. And then I'm using the e.l.f. brush again to kind of blend everything out more evenly because I did see a couple spots that were missing. And I'm adding more Dipbrow pomade and filling in these gaps that I've been seeing in the mirror. I'm kind of OCD about my brows in case you guys didn't realize, and yeah, this has been a process. And I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend out the cream contour we put on earlier, and you're going to go in an upward tapping motion because you don't want to look too muddy. The cream contour kits by Anastasia are kind of warm toned, and it works out in my favor because I do have a warm toned skin. So yeah, like with these warm tones you want to be careful not to look too muddy, and you want to blend upward with the hairline contour and blend downward for your nose, just so you don't look too orange or muddy like I said. And you're going to blend downward with the jawline contour. And then, yeah, don't do this. I almost put on my eyeshadow without my primer, which is a huge mistake. Don't do that. Instead, we're going to put on the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyeshadow Primer. This is 24-hour wear, supposedly. I have never tried it for 24 hours because I cannot sleep without I cannot sleep with makeup on. So yeah, you want to apply 1 dot per eye and just kind kind of blend it in from your inner quarter, your lid, and up to your brow bone, because this is going to give us a foundation for our eyeshadow. And yeah, a little bit goes a long way with this product. So then we're going to go in with the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette in the shade Peaches and Cream. And we're going to use a MAC eyeshadow brush to evenly spread this out from our lid up to the brow bone. This is going to be the base eyeshadow shade for what the rest of the look is going to be on. So this kind of like brightens up our brows and makes our lids kind of prepped. And then we're going to use a MAC blending brush, and I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Smoky Eye palette, and we're going to use the shade Combust. This is kind of like a beige and light tan color. That's really perfect to put into your crease before putting in those darker colors. I feel like if I didn't use this shade, the eyeshadow would look a little bit harsher and it wouldn't transition well. And then we're going to use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and we're going to use the shade Summer Yum. This is kind of like a warm toned orange brick color, sort of like a burnt orange would be the best word to describe it. And you're gonna want to put that into your crease a little bit, and your outer corner. I'm drawing this farther in just because we're going to be using some darker red tones for this look. So this will give the perfect transition shade for these cranberry tones. And not to mention, this is one of my favorite shades from this palette. Good job, Too Faced. Then we're going to use the lighter cranberry tone next to the darker one in the Carli Bybel palette. I'm sorry, there aren't any names for them. They're like, I'm just going by what color they are. I tried to check to see if there were any, and I wasn't able to find it. So you're going to want to put that into your outer corner and a tiny bit into your crease, because you don't want it to go too far in there. This is a smoky eye, but you don't want it to look too harsh, because I find it's harder to blend once it's too far in your crease. Then we're going to use the darkest cranberry tone in that palette, and we're going to concentrate that into the outer corner and kind of go in an outer V shape and blend that and kind of press it in there and spend your time with it, because you don't want this to not be blended enough. But the one thing I can say about this palette is that these shades blend so seamlessly and effortlessly. God, I can't say certain words, and yeah, it's just amazing. Then we're going to use the shade Dirty Sweet in the Urban Decay Smoky Eye palette, and I'm going to kind of press that on there with the brush that I applied Peaches and Cream with, and we're going to apply this to the lighter areas of our lid where we don't have the reddish tones. And yeah, this is going to give you a little bit of extra shimmer, and I loved the color combo with this. Then we're going to use the brush that came with the Smoky Eye palette by Urban Decay, and we're using this highlight shade that's kind of, it's right next to the cool tone whitish highlight shade, and you're going to want to pop that into your inner corner to kind of make your eyes look more open, and this, I feel like this really tied the look together, in my opinion. And we're also going to put that near the arch of my brow and just kind of make our eyebrows pop a bit, and it's just like, this is just so pretty, I'm obsessed with it. And then we're going to use a Real Techniques brush. It's gigantic, but it's awesome for spreading out that finishing powder. And yeah, we're just going to brush away the excess powder for the areas that we baked. And then we're going to line our eyes with the Wet n Wild Megaliner in the shade Black. And we're going to take this and start in the inner corner and work our way out. I found that this is the best way to get a perfect wing every time. So anybody who is new to winged eyeliner, please do it this way, because I did it the opposite way, where I started the wing and then kind of worked my way inward, and I made a lot more mistakes. It just, I don't know, it just depends on your preference, but at least for me, like, I found that this technique works best for me, because I have a really unsteady hand. I don't know if you guys see my hand shaking, but I've dealt with this for as long as I can remember. Yeah, so you just want to make sure you do the same thing for the other eye. And when you're doing the wing, I do like a slanted upward line and then kind of overlap it a little bit with the wand and just kind of fill it in like a stencil. And that's just the best way to get a perfect wing liner every time. And I'm just going over these areas a little bit because one eye had, I guess it was like a lighter color than the other one, so I had to fill in one of the eyes to make them even. And yeah, lately I've been loving winged liner, and I used to never wear it, but yeah. Then you're gonna want to use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. And this is in the shade Black. We're prepping my lashes to put falsies on, and I feel like for some reason my lashes tie in better with falsies when I put mascara on. Not everybody does this, but I just prefer to do this. And I'm using the thin wand to kind of go through each individual lash and separate them. And yeah, I'm gonna put like a couple coats on there on each eye. And then we're going to use the NYX WonderPencil in the shade Nude, and we're going to put this in our waterline to make our eyes look more open and awake. And this is a really good trick for people with smaller eyes. It kind of makes your eyes look bigger, and if you're prone to getting bloodshot eyes, this also cancels out the redness. And I'm picking up a pair of tweezers with my Duo Lash Glue in the green, and I'm going to put on my falsies. So yeah, my phone died in the middle of this, so I'm sorry guys, but then we're going to use the NYX Highlight Contour Palette, and we're using the shade Sculpt, and this is about one shade darker than my skin tone, so I am going to carve out those cheekbones, which is what we did before with the cream contour, and you're going to blend that out. I got my brush from the Ipsy Glam Bag subscription, and it's by Miss Glam, I think it is. And yeah, this brush is really, really good for powdered contour. So we're just gonna make sure we blend that out, and I'm putting this on to the same areas again where we put the cream contour. And then we're gonna start with blush by Becca Cosmetics, and I'm using the shade Flower Child, and I'm using an IT Cosmetics number 127 Flawless Brush or blush brush. God, I can't talk today. And just kind of brush that over the apples of your cheeks. And then finally, we're going to do the BH Cosmetics Carli Bybel palette. I'm using a highlight brush, and we're using that second shade right next to the cool tone that we put into our tear ducts, and we're going to brush that over the cheekbones. And as you can see, this is a really pigmented highlight, and I am obsessed with it. It's just like, it's bomb. Like, I love it, and it just gives you so much definition and just like, oh, it's beautiful. Like, I am so happy that I bought this. Like, good job, Carli Bybel. This is fucking awesome. And I'm using the brush to kind of go over the bridge of my nose and upper lip and chin area, and we're gonna OD on that highlight. And I just like want to look like a glazed donut, honestly. Like, I'm obsessed. I probably will never use another highlighter again. And then we're going to use that brow brush. I wiped it off, don't worry, but we're going to go in with that darkest cranberry shade and smoke out our lower lash line and kind of tie this look together and give us a smoky eye. And I'm just going and kind of matching it up with the darkest part of my lid. And then I'm going to use the Telescopic Mascara, and I'm going to apply another coat onto my lower lash line. And I made a oopsie and got a little bit on my lid, and so now I'm using a spoolie to kind of brush it away when it's dry. Shout out to Laura Lee for putting this beauty hack on her channel. It saved my life. And then I'm using the Arctic Peach Sephora Lip Crayon, and I got it from the Kiss and Makeup kit, and I'm using this kind of to like give my lips a little bit of color and not look like a dead person. And I'm using this Milani lipstick, I think it's called Matte Naked, and I'm using a lip pencil that I got from, or not lip pencil, lip brush from Too Faced, and I'm applying it since I've used the hell out of this lipstick that I've recently found. I used it a lot like 2 years ago, and I'm still obsessed with it. It looks amazing. And yeah, So that completes this look. And then we're going to use the Makeup Forever setting spray. This is water-based, so this is perfect for sensitive skin tones. Thank you guys for watching so much, and make sure you look for uploads every Wednesday and Sunday. I love you guys, and thank you.